Hey guys, Mr. No Meta here, and it's been a while since I've done a video, so today I'm actually going to do a Vanguard video. Me and my partner, we've managed to collect 23 complete decks, and so I'm just going to try to make this a weekly thing. Every day I actually have like a day off during the week, I'm going to try to do one of these videos. It's Vanguard Wednesdays, or whatever. Anyway, deck profiles, I'm going to try to stay away from the tier, so no Dauntless Dote, or not Eradicators, Revengers, but, you know, I'll probably end up doing them in the end anyway, because that's the kind of decks my partner likes. Anyway, so I'm going to do a deck profile for my Amon deck. I did end up taking first after I built this deck, beating Revengers in the end, and it was complete Revengers with 4 Raging Forms and everything. This was right after both these decks had come out. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do the profile. So I chose the starter Amon's Follower Fate Collector. I really didn't like Devil in Shadow. I just kind of felt like if you missed, it was really janky and just wasn't worth it. His effect, when he has 6 in Soul and he boosts the Dark Irregular, and he boosts the Dark Irregular after the battle, you move him in Soul and draw a card. Trigger lineup, 4 draws, 4 Shirley's, because she's the best draw trigger for the deck. 4 Nightmare Land, Dark Knight of Nightmare Land. He soul charges, gives a +3 to a unit you control. And then I am playing 2 of each of the other crit trigger, because don't get me wrong, the artwork on her or him is sick. Kind of looks like Samus, but you know, kind of can throw your opponent off guard, I guess. I don't know. And then of course the standard 4 heal. For grade 1s, you got the Vlad Spleculas, you got 4 Bloody Calves. You don't counterblast at all in this deck, except for Bloody Calf and Gwyn the Ripper. I like retiring back row, I like retiring the boosters, because then being able just to drop a 5 or 10 shield for no pass is really, really fun and really nice. 2 Yellow Bolts. I was going to bump this up to 3 and take out one of the Bloody Calves, but after playtesting it, 2 just seemed like a magic number to me. Basically, this is your lock unit. This is the unit you want to lock with Amon Reverse. 4 of Amon's Follower, Hell's Deal. When she's called to the rear guard and you have an Amon Vanguard, Soul Charge 2 cards. Grade 2 lineup. 4 Iran Greenland, 12k attacker when you're on Amon Vanguard. 4 Hell's Draw. Same thing as Hell's Deal. Call it to rear guard when you have an Amon Vanguard, Soul Charge 2. 3 Gwyn the Ripper. I played 3 Gwyn the Ripper over 4 and then 1 taking out an extra Bloody Calf, because 9k attacker is really not that terrifying, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. Plus, I like Bloody Calf's art. 3 Demon World Marquee Amon. You don't want to try. You try not to ride this guy. You just try to get him cross. You try to get. I have the 4 Demon Marquee Amon Reverse. Basically, you try just to soul charge this guy instead of having to ride on it and then cross ride, because then when you put him into the soul, it gets a nice big boost. His effect, when you can lock 1 unit. Give him 1,000 attack for each unit in the soul, and then if there are 6 or more, he gets an extra crit. Depending on what you're playing against, it depends on how much you want to soul charge. After you get to your goal soul charge, you want to just stop and not soul charge anymore, because at a certain point it's just becoming redundant. You're going to soul charge more triggers than you really care to. If you are locking the unit behind this, you want to try to get 9 in soul if you're cross-ridden. Is it 9 in soul? Yeah, 9 in soul if you... No, it's not 9, it's 8. 8 in soul, sorry. 8 in soul if you're cross-ridden and you're not going against a cross-ride deck. And then 10 in soul if you are not against a cross-ridden deck, but you're not cross-ridden. So, but you just want to try to get him up to the 21 power by himself. Or if you are pumping him up with the booster behind him, and like if you have a Yellow Bolt to the rear guard, then you're just going to try to get to... Oh, what did I decide on this? basically you're just going to try to get to 6 and just try to push in for the... I'm sorry, I'm really tired. And you're just going to try to push in for 15-20k shield every turn or a perfect guard. But yeah, that's basically it. This deck is really simple. Basically, all I can say about it is don't be an idiot. If you don't have a full ride, if you don't have a grade 3 in hand, don't ride your grade 2 and then just go all out in Soul Charge. A person at my locals did borrow this deck, and I did watch him get on grade 2, Soul Charge 8 cards, and Soul Charge 3 grade 3s with those 8 cards, and he didn't have a ride for the next turn. So don't do that. Be careful. If you do need to get the extra Soul Charge, you do have it in the triggers with the crit and the Hysteric Shirley's, the draw trigger. You want to try to use the Shirley more than the crit, just because 5 shield is less than the 10. There's nothing else I can really say about this deck. It just pumps out really big numbers, and double crit is really strong. And you don't counterblast at all, except for the Gwyn's and the Bloody Calves. So yeah. But basically, the main setup you want to get... I'm just going to use these as examples. Like, this doesn't necessarily mean this is what's going to happen, but this is what, essentially, the board you want. Let's go say you have some kind of aggro here, and some kind of... Let's say you have some kind of aggro there, and then an aggressor here. Let's say your board looks kind of like this. This is actually a pretty standard board. What you do is you use Yellow Bolt skill, Soul Charge, and then use his Limit Break, lock it. And then you have this attack a rear guard, because most Vanguards are 11k, doesn't matter. So just attack an Interceptor, attack with Vanguard. You're going to be swinging in for double damage, which is always nice. And then attack with this. But yeah, that's the deck. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this every week. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. Sorry if it doesn't work out as well as I had hoped. But this is the box we bring to locals every week. These are all complete decks, all with perfect guards, all with any grade 3, and they're all fairly tier, with the exception of Mega Colony, because Mega Colony and Grand Blue, I'm going to say Grand Blue too, let's face it, they're not very good. Anyway, thanks guys, this is Mr. No Meta, you guys have been great.